Today, I'm going to take the Hallmark cheesiness out of self-love, and I'm going to teach you what self-love is not, and I'm going to teach you practical ways to practice self-love. So, I'm Missy Hughes. I'm a productivity coach, and I help you focus on what's important to you so you can live life fully and feel great about getting things done. So, subscribe to this channel and use the link in the comments to sign up for weekly tips on how to get things done. So, what is self love and what is self love not? We often think, I always chuckle. I have a client who, when she'll say, I'm not going to give myself a hug. And often we think about self love in a couple of ways. We think about, like, oh, give yourself a hug, be there for yourself, take a break, telling yourself you deserve to take a break, take a nap. You deserve this treat, this drink, this meal. You deserve a break from the BS in your life. You deserve for everything to be easy and for your life to be happy. Now, listen, you are fully worthy and you are deserving of so much. But loving yourself isn't saying you deserve anything. It's not saying I demand these like beverages of deliciousness or naps or anything like that, because those are kind of an escape. Like, if you're deserving it because things aren't going right, then you're sort of trying to escape whatever discomfort or pain you're feeling in your life. You're running away towards comfort, but away from the experience of you into the experience of just delight, right? But that would be kind of like meeting someone new that you find really interesting, and you're going to spend time together, and you say, okay, let's go spend time together, but you stay right here and I'm going to go escape over here. I'm going to go over there. So instead of spending time together, getting to know each other, instead of being curious, instead of connecting, you're like on two different planes, right? That's not how we find connection or commonalities. That's not how, when we find someone interesting, we get to know them better. So when we think about ourselves, though, we're like, well, we're kind of in this thing. I'm always with myself. Do I really need to spend time and get to know myself more? And and I want to ask the question, how are you in it with yourself? Are you busy rushing around trying to get validation from checking things off of a list? Are you distracting yourself with food or drinks or social media to not experience the life that you're in? Are you putting yourself, you're pouring yourself into caring for someone else that needs you more than you need you? So maybe your kids or a spouse or parents or anyone that you might be caring for, that you're making that your identity instead of focusing on a connection with you. So, what I want to do today is sort of break the self into three parts so we can kind of see from different angles what's going on. So, first, we have our past self. And our past self can be kind of snarky. Our past self wants us to learn from the past, right? It wants to learn from our mistakes, but really it wants us to be safe. It wants to keep us safe and secure and keep it tight, keep it alive, keep you surviving, right? So it'll say things like, "Oh, you messed that up last time. Don't try that." Or that didn't go so well. You're not good at that. So it feels a little snarky. It feels a little critical. It feels a little just like it's shame producing, right? Like, you're not good enough. You don't do that well. You should stop where you are right now. And the truth is, it's trying to keep you safe, but it's based on fear. So the fear and survival are working together to kind of keep you small. And that's why it sounds so critical. It doesn't want you to risk and perhaps fail. So the past self can be enlightening. You could be learning, but it often comes out sounding like a bummer, right? That's kind of it often is your negative self-talk. So let's go forward to our future self. The future self is really interested on you doing really well so it can live the good life. Your future self believes in your potential. Your future self's kind of like a parent that wants the best for you and it believes in the best for you, but it kind of pressures you. Hey, you better go ahead and get on this. Like you got to do your homework so that you'll do well, so that you'll be able to do well later, right? You got to go ahead and get started here so that you're not behind. You got to, it feels like a little bit of pressure. It's like a little bit intense. It's encouraging, right? I'm believing in the best, but you got to giddy up or else you're going to miss out, right? So the future self can mask that encouragement. The encouragement can be masked by pressure and that sort of intensity of feeling. Um, so then you have your present self, and your present self is making decisions. It is navigating all of your emotions that you're having and the interactions you're having with others. It is listening to all the criticisms and the warnings. It's listening to the future self's wish list. It's got a lot going on. So how do we move towards these parts of you to move towards connection, to move towards getting to know this interesting person and connecting with them deeper? So, if you look at your past self is number one intention is to protect you. So, if the voice that's protecting you is kind of critical and kind of snarky, sort of, and it's also scanning the environment looking for the negative. It's selective in its memory to because the danger is what our survival brain wants to focus on. It wants to say this is dangerous, stay away from it, and that's more important than this is lovely, go do that again, right? Survive to a survival brain, danger is way more important than pleasure. So it selectively is offering you the times you've done it wrong. That feels amazing, right? So if the past self is fear based, then we want to stop that voice in its tracks because fear is not how we get forward. Fear is how we stay where we are right now. So you can stop that voice in its tracks. And I think about like when my son has something going on, something he's really having a hard time with, he'll often lash out at me, right? We lash out to the people that we're most comfortable and we feel the safest with. So he'll lash out at me and I'll say, do not talk to me that way. I will stop it right away and say, hey, listen, we love each other. What do you need to tell me? And that's what we can do with our past self. So, the number one act of self love is to stop that critical voice that's like, you're wrong, you're doing it wrong, you're going to fail, you're never going to, all stop. You're trying to protect me. We love each other. What are you trying to tell me? What do you need me to know right now? What do I need to learn from this experience that I've had in the past that I need to take into right now? What's still relevant? And what do I need to be, where do I need to be cautious? Where are the alerts, right? So stop it right now with the criticism, with the snarky voice. What do you need me to know? That's self-love number one. Going forward to the future self. If the future self wants us to succeed, if the future self wants us to really live our best life, that's amazing. We want that too, right? But if it creates a lot of pressure by the you should do this and you need to do that. and you got to get going. You got to do this, right? All of that sort of feels like pressure. And when we feel pressure, we're like, no, I don't know what to do. Then we get into that fear again. The urgency comes up. So again, we want to stop that pressure. I want to get there too. Hey, but you pushing me isn't going to get me there. Me being able to flow in my gait is what's going to get me there, right? So again, stop that pressure. Stop that voice that's so urgent, so demanding. And we want to get into what is the skill I need to learn to get there. So the question is, what do I need to practice right now to get me from where I am? Not you may your life is maybe wonderful right now, but whatever you're yearning for in the future, what do I need to learn to get there? So if all this pressure is like, hurry up, get, go, right? Me just running down the path isn't going to make me help me learn the skill that's going to help me be there and be thrilled and happy and content, right? So, self love act number two is to stop the pressure voice and ask, what skill do I need to learn? What do I need to practice to get there? Now, as we're practicing, we're in the present self, right? So the present self is like the CEO and the sole employee. So it's analyzing data from the past, it's creating a vision board for the future, and it's putting out all the fires of the day-to-day action, right? So the present self is in it, right? It's in all sides of it. It's also feeling all of these emotions. So not only is it in the intellectual brain of like analyzing it all, it's also in the emotional side of feeling the fear from the past, the pressure from the future, and whatever frustration is assigned to whatever skill you're learning. So the thing about I'm somewhere and I have this idea of a knowing I want to have or a thing I want to grow towards. This path in the middle is very frustrating, right? There are a lot of ups and downs as we come to know this new being, right? So, what self love act number three is being willing to see yourself in all of that fullness, in the full spectrum of what you're feeling. Oh, I'm feeling a little bit of fear. Ah, I see that. That makes sense. What can that fear teach me? What is it offering me right now? Oh, I'm feeling a lot of pressure. That makes sense. I'm trying to get to somewhere. There's something I want. And then, oh, I'm feeling all of this frustration of all of these ups and downs and trials and fails and successes. And how does it all work? And that makes sense. I'm learning a new skill right now. Wherever you are is absolutely valid. You don't deserve to escape it. You deserve the fullness of whatever you're learning. You deserve everything that you want in your life. And the fullness of that is it comes with some fear, it comes with some frustration, it comes with some pressure, it comes with the full gamut of emotions, not just joy of being. It's not the only part of it, right? So when we're in the experience, we want to see all the delights. I will tell you, this little flower is a delight for me today. A discomfort for me today is I something that I ate yesterday has torn up my ankle with inflammation and there's so much pain. So, but there I am. I can get curious. Where exactly do I want to put this that has so I can see its color and its beauty? How do I want to look at what I ate yesterday to see what caused this inflammation and this pain? None of it's wrong. None of it's perfect. None of it's deserved. It's all just the full spectrum of the life that we're living. So when we're able to say, oh, I'm connecting to what I love in this life and I'm delighting in it. And oh, I'm experiencing, I'm willing to see how is this, what am I learning in the rest of this experience? That is also self-love. So whether you go and you have a nap, have a piece of chocolate, have whatever you have, those things can be delights in your life. Those can be things that you go towards to enjoy in your life. There's nothing wrong with that. But go towards them in the full awareness of how does that get you, right? This flower gets me because I think the color is so deep and so beautiful. That's how it gets me. That's how it serves me. That's how I'm getting to know me as the person that I'm walking through this life with. So, how can I connect more to who I am in every part of the experience? That's self love.